Before we begin, I invite you to put on your headphones so you can fully lock in and let the outside world fade away. Hello, I'm glad you're here. I don't know what you've been through, but I know it was enough to hurt, enough to make you question things, enough to leave you lying awake at night, replaying every moment, every word, every silence. I want to tell you something very simple, but very true. You're not broken. You may feel like the pieces don't fit right anymore. You may feel heavy, numb, tired. You may be carrying guilt or shame or things that were never meant to be yours. But broken? Not even close. You've survived things that tried to silence you. You've walked through storms no one else even saw, and you're still here. That's not broken. That's resilient. Take a slow breath with me. Inhale. Hold it. Now gently exhale. Let's do that again. Breathe in. Hold and out. Sometimes healing doesn't feel like a dramatic breakthrough. Sometimes it feels like tiny moments, like this one, right now, where you simply chose to show up for yourself. I know there are things you wish you could change, maybe about your past, maybe about yourself, but you don't have to earn your worth. You were already enough before the pain, and you are still enough now. Some people made you feel like you were too much, too sensitive, too emotional, too complicated, but you are not too much. You were just surrounded by people who couldn't hold that depth, and that's not your fault. There's nothing wrong with being a deep feeler. There's nothing wrong with having scars. Your softness is not a weakness. It's a superpower, because even with everything you've carried, your heart is still beating. Maybe you blame yourself. Maybe you think, if I had done this differently, maybe they wouldn't have left. Maybe it wouldn't have happened. But guilt is a trickster. It makes you responsible for things that were never yours to carry. You were doing the best you could with what you had at the time, and you're still learning, still growing, still becoming. There's no shame in not having it all figured out. There's no shame in taking longer to heal. Healing is not linear, and it doesn't always look graceful. Some days it's waking up and brushing your teeth. Some days it's just getting out of bed. Some days it's crying in the shower and still going to work. That's strength. That's courage. There is no finish line you need to rush toward. You are allowed to move at your own pace. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You don't need to be healed to be whole. You don't need to fake a smile to be accepted here. You are enough, exactly as you are. I know it's hard when it feels like no one understands, when the world keeps spinning and you feel stuck. But this moment, right here, is proof that you haven't given up. And that matters. You matter. I hope you know that your existence is meaningful, even if you feel lost, even if no one has said it lately. I'm saying it now. You belong, you are loved, and you are needed. You don't have to carry this alone. You were never meant to. Whatever happened to you, it wasn't your fault. Whatever you did to survive, it was enough. And whatever you're feeling now, it's okay. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to feel numb. It's okay to feel everything all at once. There's nothing wrong with your emotions. They're messengers, not enemies. You are allowed to feel. You're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to heal on your own terms. There is so much life ahead of you, not the kind that requires you to be constantly productive, but the kind that invites you to be present, to laugh again, to hope again, to feel safe again. You are not broken. You are healing. And healing is messy. It's real. It's brave. So take this time. Let your body relax. Let your heart breathe. You don't need to figure it all out tonight. You just need to know you're not alone. You never were. Even in the silence, even in the darkest moments, you were never alone. If no one else has told you today, I'm proud of you for holding on, for surviving, for still believing in the possibility of peace. You're not broken. And you are going to be okay, because even if you don't believe it right now, there is a version of you ahead, smiling again, feeling peace in your chest, waking up without dread, falling asleep without a storm in your mind. That version of you is already forming, slowly, quietly, through the tiny moments you're choosing to care. You see, healing doesn't ask you to be loud. It asks you to be honest with yourself, with your past, with your needs. So let's be honest. You're tired of pretending, tired of trying to be normal, tired of carrying a weight no one else can see. I see it. I see how much you've been holding, and I need you to know you don't have to hold it all at once. Set some of it down, even just for now. You're allowed to. You're allowed to be the one who gets cared for, not just the one who cares for everyone else. You are not a burden. You never have been. I don't care how many times life made you feel replaceable, unwanted, too much, not enough. You are not a problem to be fixed. You are a person to be loved. And that love starts here, not from someone else, from you. Maybe no one taught you how to love yourself. Maybe you grew up learning survival, not softness. But you can start now. You can learn to look in the mirror and not flinch. You can learn to forgive yourself for not knowing better. You can learn to be on your own side. You've spent enough time criticizing yourself, enough time apologizing for being human, enough time shrinking just to make others comfortable. Now, it's time to return to who you were before the world told you who you had to be. That version of you, the real you, is still here, beneath the fear, beneath the pressure, beneath the layers you built just to stay safe. You don't have to keep hiding. You're allowed to want more peace, more rest, more clarity, more you. You don't owe anyone your exhaustion. You don't owe anyone your silence. You don't owe anyone your constant availability. You are allowed to pause, to rest, to rebuild gently. And no, rebuilding doesn't mean rushing back to who you were. It means becoming someone new, someone wiser, kinder, softer, stronger, not in spite of everything you've been through, but because of it. Everything you felt has shaped you, not into something broken, but into something beautifully real. You know what I think? I think you've already started healing in ways you don't even realize. The way you paused this week just to breathe, the way you admitted something hurt, the way you reached out when it felt hard, the way you let this moment find you. All of that. It matters. Even the invisible progress counts. No one claps for it. No one sees it. But I do. I see how brave it is to keep going when the days blur together, to keep waking up when you're not sure why, to keep showing up in a world that doesn't always show up for you. That is courage. And don't let anyone take that from you. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not broken. You are here, and that's enough. You are the kind of person who gets back up, even if it takes time, even if you cry first, even if you crawl. And you know what's beautiful about that? You'll never have to start from scratch, because you're always starting from experience. You carry wisdom now. You carry empathy. You carry depth that only someone who has felt can ever know, and that makes you extraordinary. One day, your gentleness will be your greatest strength. One day, you'll look back and realize the parts you once hated were never the enemy. They were just unhealed, unheard, unloved, but not anymore, because you're listening now. You're caring now. You're showing up, not just for the world, but for yourself. And it's okay if it's not easy. It's okay if it's not fast. It's okay if some days feel like a step backward. You're still healing. You're still worthy. You're still enough, even in the mess, even in the quiet, even in the moments where you're just surviving. You are enough, and I'm proud of you. Stay with me just a little longer. Let yourself feel what needs to be felt, the grief, the longing, the fear, the hope. Let it rise, let it pass like waves, because no feeling is final, and beneath all of them is you, still standing, still breathing, still here.